DayZ takes too long to play and I don't have time for a second life, but I've still been wanting to play a PvPvE survival shooter, so hello Deadside. Deadside promises to blend your favorite survival shooter elements in a fast-paced open world where progression is swift and loot is plenty, which sounds perfect for me since I don't have time to game every day. But does it actually deliver on the promise? It depends. Here's my experience. Right off the bat, Deadside feels way more approachable and way less daunting than something like DayZ. At least for me. You spawn in and there's an actual tutorial that helps you find gear, so that's one great point for it. Now, of course, my first attempt didn't go that smoothly. I died to NPCs pretty much immediately, and they are way smarter than I expected them to be, flanking me from both sides of the building and forcing me to cover multiple angles at once. For a second, I thought they were actual players. I did manage to kill my first player shortly after I had the basic gear. Oh, I actually got someone. That was a person. Within about an hour of playing, you've got enough equipment to build your first base. Well, more like a very burglar-friendly pile of sticks, but still a base. Knowing what I do now, I could probably go from basic sticks to a full log cabin in that time and not be so easy to raid. Turns out, all that was the easy part. I still had to actually, you know, like survive and stuff.
I'm thirsty and I'm hungry.
Survival boils down to hunger, thirst, and parasites, at least from what I've seen. I figured parasites would get me first, but food was the real struggle. You can hunt deer or fish, but I lost my can of worms and I had no clue where deer spawned near my base, so that wasn't really an option either. As for water, I couldn't figure out how to fill a bottle to save my life. Like, literally.
How do I get water?
So my best defense against hunger and thirst was the suicide button, which I somehow forgot existed for a while.
Hey, finally.
I just saw my own eyeballs. So I sat in my hut waiting to die like an absolute noob. Just like in DayZ, listen, I may not have played for more than like 10 minutes, but I've watched a lot of DayZ movies on YouTube, okay? So I know what I'm talking about here. I'm basically a pro at this point. Deadside has safe zones where you can trade with NPCs for food, weapons, or supplies. I went there because the tutorial, which had been great so far, told me to. It got me geared, showed me where to go, told me all the basics, and then it just said, sell an item to a trader, and never explained how to sell stuff. I had to Google it because there's no sell button. It turns out you have to right click on an item to open a submenu that then has sell written at the top. Yeah, I would have never figured that out. It's not the kind of thing that a DayZ movie explains to you, and I mean, to be honest, I would be really bored if it did. I sold some scrap to check that little box of sell an item to a trader, and then the next step in the tutorial was sell scrap for reputation. But I don't have any scrap because I just sold it, so I hit skip. Which didn't just skip that step like I thought it would, instead it skipped the whole tutorial. So GG, I guess, was fun while it lasted. Anyways, survival doesn't take too much time, and once you've got enough coin, you can just buy all your food from the trader instead of finding it laying around. But man, those traders are expensive, and I don't really feel like buying anything from them. Now obviously this kind of game is all about the raiding and the looting. In the beginning, the abandoned towns and farms were all that I had bothered with, other than a very failed experience trying a level 2 raid. This is my 4th time dying in this spot. Damn it. I knew there were airdrops and helicopter crashes, but until now, they were just way too far away for me to bother with, so I had been ignoring them. And then I saw it, an airdrop just close enough to risk it. So I dumped all my valuables in my very burglable still stick shack and ran straight for it.
Kind of a big sitting duck on this hill.
I really didn't know what I would find once I got there, and there may have been other players trying to get the same drop too, which would have resulted in my death since I had crappy garbage bin weapons. Running up to it, I kept thinking, there's gonna be a trap. Someone's definitely already watching. I'm so gonna get one-tapped by a guy in a ghillie suit when I get there. Thankfully, I was playing at 6 AM UCT plus 2 time. Wow, that rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? And there are only like 7 people on the server then, which is great, because if it was evening, then I'm sure at least one of the like 70 people online on that server at the time, which is full by the way, would have dropped me instantly. After that first airdrop, I managed to hit another that was closer to me before anyone else even got there. And then another one.
Oh yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Altogether, I got a police vest, army helmet, and a brand new machine gun with slight armor piercing qualities.
Upgrades, people, upgrade.
Okay, don't got time to admire. Just time to run.
That's when I realized it's probably faster to just screw all that grinding for reputation with those traders, because airdrops are where the real loot is. From then on, that became my main focus for loot. And I did all of this in about 3 hours of fumbling around too, so totally doable in less time, and it got me geared up pretty good. It's really starting to look like Deadside is the PvPvE survival game that I have been looking for. With this new gear, I was feeling a lot more confident in myself to survive other players, and the timing couldn't have been better. I spotted a guy swimming near my base, so I tested my new gun on him. Turns out that was loud enough to attract more players. No clue if they were his squad or if they were hunting him, but they definitely wanted me dead.
Oh no, those are players.
Thankfully, that armor saved me against this guy, because if I had tried this without having it hit those drops first, I would have been incredibly dead. Okay, so now I'm completely hooked. The gameplay for Deadside is so good, except there's one small but deciding problem. Here's the thing, Deadside is the casual DayZ alternative, but it still needs time pretty much daily. My big reason is bases degrade unless you keep feeding them resources, meaning if you step away for a while, your home could just disappear. I imagine this would happen a lot faster after you have bigger bases too, since the more walls you have, the more resources you need to stock up on, meaning you need to spend more time grinding for resources every day. I love what this game is doing, but unless I start streaming, I don't think I can keep up with it, since I have a day job and then spend the rest of my spare time making YouTube videos. If you're looking for a more accessible, less time-consuming DayZ-like experience, Deadside absolutely delivers. But if you're working 2 jobs or don't have any spare time at least every 2 days, it might be hard to keep your base from Thanos snapping out of existence. But yeah, this is just my probably quite biased and possibly uneducated opinion on Deadside. Let me know what you think, because maybe I missed an aspect of the game that changes that for me. If you like watching me talk about my experience with this game, then check out this video next. YouTube thinks you'll like it too. See ya!